It all just seems so goofy. That would mean the culprit is... I have to do this now? I don't know who the tallest one is. I don't look at people's heights. Okay, well, Emma is taller than Yuruko. It's not them, they're short. Who is taller between Setsuka and Emma? Is Emma taller than Sora? Surely we don't have to select Sora. Emma's pretty tall. Fuck, I don't know. Okay, it's hard to tell. Emma, like, goes above the little window there. Right? Let me, like, use my... You can't see it. I'm, like, using my finger to, like, measure. She's above the window. I'm assuming these windows are, like, the same heights. Setsuka is smaller than that. Right? So Emma's the tallest girl. Is that what they want me to go with? According to the sprites, compared to this fucking window in the background, Emma is the tallest one. I don't know if their heights match up with that, but that's what I'm guessing I'm going with. Okay. This has to be wrong. We're not even at the intermission yet. And, like, why would Emma do that? Why would Emma do that? No, I don't believe this. The tallest out of all the female students. Emma Magarobi. Is it you? Huh? What? That felt short. Wow, really? That felt way shorter than the first trial. Huh. Wow. How long have I even been recording? I've only been recording for like 40 minutes. Not even. What the hell, man? What is going on? Huh. Okay, well... I don't know how I've split this up, or if I've even split this up at all yet, but... I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know, maybe this is the end of an episode, or maybe not. Well, I'll figure it out in editing, but... let's just keep going with the trial, because this can't be right. This can't be right. Is there like multiple intermissions? Because, like, this has to be wrong. Emma, the person that the dying message is pointing to. It has to be you. What?
Emma's the culprit?
How come? Sora, why would Emma be the killer? I don't know exactly. I just solved the dying message like Kanade told me to. Kanade could be fucking wrong, dude. It's such a stupid dying message. I don't trust it. If the tallest person out of the girls is the culprit, it's got to be Emma, right? Yeah, but still. How could you? Sora, I'm trying my best to find the culprit who killed Kokoro. And you're saying that I'm the culprit? Even if you're joking, that's way too far. Rara, regardless of the dying message, don't you think it's a bit... Emma was Kokoro's best friend. Not to mention, she was the most upset out of all of us when Kokoro died. Yeah, personally, I agree that this is going too fast. We don't have any decisive clues, either. Maybe our interpretation of the dying message was just wrong. Are you all a bunch of idiots? What'd you say? My interpretation is sound as can be. No, it's really not. Once we assume that Emma is the culprit, all of the mysteries will now make sense. How dare you? Why would you think that I'm...
Kanade, you're being mean to Em. There's no way that Em could be... Sis?
Oh. Oh. I don't like that. I don't like that's right.
Would you please just shut up? If you're not going to be useful, get out of the way. Eek! Kanade?
It seems to me that Miss Kanade has already solved the case.
But judging by the reaction, it just feels like a delusion from Miss Little Sis. What the fuck? She's scary! Delusion? Kanade, what's wrong? Sora? Yes? You alone believe my reasoning, right? I believe that you can figure out how Emma did it without my explanation. If you're lost, I can give you a hint. Emma's talent. Her talent is the key to this. Well, she's an actress, sure, she can put on an act, but like... Emma's talent. Let's try out Kanade's suggestion. Instead of solving the method to deduce the culprit, let's first pinpoint the culprit, then solve how they did it. Alright, let's focus. Logic craft. What is this one? I don't think we did this. But Logic Craft is a brand new minigame. I see that. When the minigame starts, blocks will fly from the right side. You have to make sure to dodge these. Hold the Z button to... Is this fucking Flappy Bird? Is it fucking Flappy Bird? Oh my god, it's Flappy Bird. Ouch. 5 hits. Okay. That's reduced by 1. Damage varies according to the color of the block. 1 for green, 2 for yellow, red is death. Okay. Sky blue blocks are laid on the top and bottom. If you touch these, you will take 1 damage. Goodness, man. All these colors and blocks, some Undertale tile maze shit. Progress through certain stages, a branch will appear. Oh, okay, so it's like one of those. Alright. I understand. Okay. I think I get it. That's so funny that it's Flappy Bird. I'm assuming it is. Let's see. Oh my god, she's got a little spaceship. That's adorable. Oh my god, it is... Ugh. Okay, the controls are really weird. Really weird. She descends so fast! Oh my god! This is... Ugh. How the fuck are you supposed to do this? What the fuck is this? I'm sorry, that controls like hot ass. I mean, yes, I know it's hard to do what you can with an RPG Maker game, but like... Oh my god, I can't explain how... I'm literally mashing the Z button, and she is not going hot. That's why. Okay, I'm stupid. Never mind. Never mind, I understand. It's not like Flappy Bird. It is, but you have to hold the button. I was mashing it. Okay. I didn't read. I just assumed it was Flappy Bird. It's Flappy Bird, but you have to hold. What is Emma Magaru's ultimate talent? It's actress. Okay. Oh, now we I wish we just moved up and with up and down the whole game. That would be way more intuitive. Like, it's definitely a lot better now that I know you have to hold the button, but... Even still, I would rather move up and down with this. Can I, by the way? Okay, no. Yeah, that would be so much better. It's not actually not that, that's not that bad. Getting near the bottom is still rough because it is still like there is like some slight, there's a very slight delay to it. But it's not that bad. Oh god, that's... What the fuck is that? I am amazed I dodged that. Okay. What does the ultimate actress do? Act? I wonder. Huh. That was a really tough question. Okay. Is this really what we're going with, though? Like... I get it, right? Like, she could have been putting on an act this whole time. Like, it makes sense because she is the actress, but... Really, though? Really, though? I mean, I guess it's an interesting thing to be like, hey, you solve the killer first and then go about figuring out the crime itself. It's more so like Ace Attorney-like. And that's more about figuring out the how rather than the who. But, man, I just don't want it to be Emma. If Emma the Ultimate Actress is the culprit as possible, disguise as another person, switch up the body, stealthily hide from everyone. I mean, I guess disguise as another person? Sure. I would say my answer to that would be act like she was friends with Kokoro, but I guess that's what the costumes were for. That's what the costume scene was setting up, but like, who could she disguise herself as feasibly, right? Like, listen, I know I'm not one to question the logistics of things, especially when it comes to disguises in murder cases, right? But like, this feels a lot more grounded, a little bit more grounded in reality. That like, I'm like, how could she, who could she disguise herself as? Emma's talent. With the talent of Ultimate Actress, wouldn't it be possible for her to act as someone else?
What do you mean?
Our former reasoning was denied because Kokoro's dorm room was locked and we all had alibis. But what if Kokoro... Wait. What if the Kokoro we met was in fact not the actual Kokoro? Oh, they're going with that. I thought she was disguised as someone bringing Kokoro food. I guess that would make sense because that's why she had a mask on. Okay, well maybe not, because like my first thought was like, oh, Kokoro was like in on this. Like this was a plan that she herself was part of. And like she purposefully wore a mask so that it would be easier for Emma to pass off a disguise. But I think what they're more leaning towards is that like Kokoro may have been dead for a while, and the Kokoro that was seen was in fact Emma, pretending to be her. And that would make sense because that's why we were like, oh wow, Kokoro seems way more lively today, like, than before. So, yeah, we probably saw Emma the first or day 2 morning. Huh. Maybe even before that. What? What if Emma was disguised as Kokoro? And what if Kokoro was already dead? Then it would be possible. Well, then she could have been killed at fucking any moment, man. Who knows how long she's been dead for? That's... You mean the Kokoro we met was actually Emma? But... Sora, are you judging me because of my ultimate talent? No, it's not like that. Not only accusing me of murdering my friend, but also judging me because of my talent? Calm down, Emmy. I know how you feel, but... How can I calm down after hearing that? I just want to avenge Kokoro. So I tried my best, but... Boo-hoo. No, I didn't mean to... Sora, I think you've gone way too far. I'm sorry, but I don't think Emma's the killer, Sora. Let's think again. Maybe Kanade made a mistake. This is too rough on Emma.
Stop making faces! Oh, I made a mistake?
What the fuck? How many sprites does she have?
I didn't know you were at the same level as my sister. Disappointing. You, how dare! Let's be quiet, Hibiki. I told you that I'll solve this for you. Why do you keep being cocky? Unless...
Or useless.
Useless Hibiki only has to hear me and rely on me. You know, don't you? Kanade, why? Boo-hoo. You're so scary. Aside from Kanade's intimidating face, I also believe that it's unfair to accuse Emma as the killer. We don't even have any special reason to doubt her.
No. I'll trust Kanade and Sora. I'll take their side too, because I get something sparkling after hearing that. It's too harsh. Too harsh. Simmer down a little, everyone. The class trial is a sacred, honorable place for completing wisdom. So any conflict has to be resolved with discussion. Is it scrum debate time?
I'm sorry, Emma, but this case can't be solved unless Kanade is right. Let's calm everyone down and gradually share my opinion.
It sure is. Okay, I think I'm good on this. Although we got a skill for this, right? Did we? Oh no, I think it was one of the options that I didn't take. Okay, Solar versus Luna again. Who do we got? We got both the twins and Shobai. I forgot that guy existed. I thought he was still sleeping. Alright, well... Is it possible to disguise Kokoro? It's impossible. It's possible. So I no time to disguise. Boom. The reasoning, then you'll understand why you had to disguise. Wait, that was wrong? I can't use it now? Going with the act is it possible to act completely someone else? To act is her ultimate talent, isn't it? Wait, is that wrong too? Oh no, that one was right. If she had perfectly imitated the appearance, she could have imitated the voice. Kokoro didn't use her voice because of the disease, that's no problem. Yeah, that makes sense too. Kokoro and Emma have different heights, isn't it possible to disguise her as person as someone because of that? Ah, shit. Even so, this would enter her dorm room. Maybe another way to access the dorm room, we just haven't discovered it yet. Okay, yeah, we gotta do the other stuff that I missed. No time to disguise. Time. Boom. How do we know that when you weren't even with us for the whole 24 hours? That is true. No time for big disguise. Now this is where I use disguise. Okay. Possible to act. Okay. I do like that it already shows me the ones that I've gotten through already. Voice. Oh my god, why is voice so far away? Height. Cooker didn't even get up for bed. We had no chance to check her height. That's also true. Dorm room. Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I lay it out like that, it does actually make quite a lot of sense, but I just don't want it to be so. A. Yo, those buttons I mashed were Z and A. Pokemon Legends ZA reference? Crazy. Okay, I only got one missed penalty for that. That's fine. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. Wait. There's no end if we keep arguing like this. I never expected Sora would do this. Oh, Sora looks... She looks so bothered by this. I hate it. She doesn't want to do it.
So when will we stop arguing? If you assume that what I'm saying is true, then you'll realize the crocodile tears she's been doing.
Kana, you're way too harsh. Okay, fine. Let's assume that it would be possible for me to disguise as Kokoro. But even if that's the case, what would that matter? There must be a way for me to enter Kokoro's dorm room for Kanade's logic to make sense.
You can say that again. Kokoro's dorm room can only be accessed by Kokoro herself. Whether disguised or not, nobody but Kokoro could open her dorm room without her opening it. This is what we talked about at the beginning, right?
Yes, in this case, the biggest problem is the method of entering Kokoro's room. Whatever trick the killer used, he or she had to have entered Kokoro's room before murdering her. There were only 3 chances for us to enter her room.
You mean during mealtime, don't you?
See this? We're going around in circles. It's no use to discuss the disguise in the first place.
What are you talking about, everyone? We definitely had the chance.
When we entered Kokoro's dorm room without ever asking for her permission. You mean we entered her room without being invited in?
Kanade seems to know something. I should listen to her more. Now this debate will begin. No, I got this. Is she talking about because, like, Monocro let us in because she was dead? So that means, like, if she was dead before, someone else could have also done that? Monocro's balcony, Kokoro's handbook. It's probably the handbook because that is how we get in. What do you mean we entered Kokoro's dorm room? We definitely did after our performance when she fell down suddenly. Oh, that's true. At this time, we used her student handbook to open the door. Right, we used her fingerprints to open the door. Kokoro was still alive at that moment. There's no meaning of entering the room. Whoa. What if somebody took her student handbook there in the middle of the commotion? And left the room with the student handbook? Then she can enter the dorm room freely without hindrance. And you're referring to me? Surely Kanae's words would make sense, but is that all? What do I have? A dry blood stain, Monocro's balcony. Is it because, like, it was in her room? So, like, how could someone take it that night if she still had it the whole time? This? Okay, sure, I guess. We'll see what the logic here is. I mean, that makes sense, but it's kind of one of the weird ones, I think. No, continue. Okie dokie. Kanade, there's a loophole in your argument.
A loophole?
If somebody had stolen Kokoro's student handbook, obviously he or she might have entered the room freely. Unless the auto power saving mode was activated. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense too. Auto power saving mode.
You mean the system that automatically turns off the handbook if nobody touches it for a while?
Even if somebody stole Kokoro's student handbook, as Kanade said, it is impossible for the one to turn it on again after it goes off, unless Kokoro herself tries it. How about touching it constantly so that the power does not go off? That is impossible. You can't manipulate other student handbook with your own hands. While the power saving system is active, it shares the same recognition algorithm with turning on. It only reacts to the owner's fingerprints. What do you mean? Don't say complicated words! In other words, the handbook would go off unless Kokoro herself was touching it. As everyone else had explained, Kanade, your reasoning doesn't make sense due to this problem.
Can I ask everyone a quick question?
What's this about?
Iroha has constantly insisted that this case is because of this curse of the Snow Girl, right? Yeah, so?
Why would you believe in such a thing in the first place?
Because the Snow Girl is known to freeze the one she hates and takes their hands and feet. And Kokoro died in the exact same way, didn't she?
That's right. Apparently, Kokoro seems to have been killed in the same way as the Snow Girl's curse. Or as the official name goes, the Yuki-ana's curse. The Yuki-ana... It's Yuki... No. Well, anyone but Iroha wouldn't be dumb enough to believe in that curse.
Who says I'm dumb?
And why do you come out with that again? You're not going to claim that it actually was the curse, right? Not at all. But if it's not the curse, then why did the killer choose such a cumbersome method of murder?
To promote fear?
Nope. Hibiki, please think before you talk. This is obviously a copycat crime, and of course the killer had a reason to do this. A copycat crime? What's that? Literally, it means the case that imitates another case in the past. But this time, she is saying that the case had imitated the legend of the Yuki-ana. And what's the reason for that?
It's obvious. A cover to conceal the trick of the locked room murder.
As Sora pointed out, Kokoro's student handbook recognizes nothing but her own fingerprints.
It would be turned off even if the other person keeps on touching it.
Then, what if the killer had Kokoro's fingerprints? The reason the killer did such a thing to Kokoro That evidence at Kokoro's body, that was nothing like the Yuki-ana's curse. Severed limbs, I bet. Cut them off, you mean? The killer cut both of Kokoro's hands because she needed her fingerprints.
Eek! Cutting off the fingers to get the fingerprints?
That was it. The elements of the Yuki-ana's curse were all just a cover-up. The true intention was the fingerprints. Wait, that means the killer carried a severed hand just to turn on the student handbook, doesn't it? But how would you do that? It's not only the matter of hiding it. There would still be the matter of the blood and the smell. And another thing is, the killer didn't need to cut off the feet if they only needed the fingerprints. She didn't have to carry all the hands and feet. As Yuruko pointed out, she only needed a fingertip to get the fingerprint.
Then why did she cut them all off?
Because if just one finger had been cut, it would have been obvious if it was for the fingerprint. It's only after the case when we discover Koko's body anyway. So the killer could have only had the fingertip for a while, and cut the rest at a later date. This is what you're trying to say, Kana.
Yes, I'm glad you're starting to be logical.
Just a guess, there's no evidence and not enough reason to do such a troublesome task for a fingerprint. No, there is evidence. At the time we discovered Kokoro's body, it was just beginning to melt and bleed. But there was a dry bloodstain on the bed. Strange, isn't it? What do you mean, strange? The dry bloodstain was from cutting the fingertip in the beginning. As Atsuka said, the imitation of the legend was just for show. This second island has a great motif of the Yuki-ana's tale, so she used that to divert our attention. Pretty well done, wouldn't you say?
So how's that? Does this solve the trouble of how she entered the dorm room?
Well, it certainly does explain how Emma entered Kokoro's room, while disguised as her.
And more surprisingly, the one who came out last during the performance.
When we brought Kokoro back to her room was...
Ta-da! It was Emma. What about it?
If she were the last remaining person in the room, she could have stolen the handbook, without being noticed by anyone else. Emma, no, it can't be. This is just as Kanade expected. By spotting the killer first, and tracing the case back with information from the killer, we could see what we were missing. Combining the reasoning just came out, and what we revealed at first. The killer used the foregoing way to bring out Kokoro's student handbook. And after everybody went to bed, she came back into Kokoro's room before the power went off. Perhaps this is when the real and fake Kokoro were switched. And she cut Kokoro's finger off and locked her in the refrigerator.
Oh, it connects to the refrigerator trick.
My goodness, now we have solved all the problems we had at the beginning. The access to the room, the time needed to freeze the body, and the alibi problem. Wait, isn't it strange? I thought losing the handbook is a violation of the school rules. If the killer took Kokoro's handbook in that way, she should have been punished.
It's not that strange. This is a theft, not a loss. And the school rules tend to make exceptions for murder.
There was a rule saying that? Oh yes, Monocro said so when we opened the door of Kokoro's room and discovered the body. Well, I do believe we're a bit too late on that, though. What do you mean by... For further reference purposes, let me say it's allowed to break the door down in dire situations. The rules are strict, but it shall be forgiven to break them in certain situations. For instance, a murder. Well, since you go to the wave to call me, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Speaking of the school rules, in fact, there's another rule the killer violated for this case.
You mean the vandalism, right?
Heh, you're quite smart.
What do you mean, Yuki? Explain it. You said that, big bro. The day after the performance, you saw the broken Yuki-onna statue at the museum during your morning jog.
Oh yes, we talked about the vandalism at that time too.
The fact that nobody was punished for the vandalism means...
Yes, it was part of the trick.
To increase the plausibility of Yuki-onna's curse, she destroyed the statue to make it seem as if it awoke.
That's one of the reasons, but the true purpose is different. As you all know now, the essence of this case is the killer's disguise.
You can cover skin color using makeup and the clothes by wearing Kokoro's... But what about the hair? Hearing that, the Kokoro we met was too similar to the original to consider her as a disguise. How did she make that hair? Huh? Maybe it's because of that piece of evidence. Well, it would probably be the wig. The wig was snatched. The dressing room. She took a wig from the dressing room inside the museum. That's right.
Well, of course, there were so many kinds of wigs at the dressing room. But there wasn't one that resembles Kokoro's hair, was there?
Iroha, do you remember the costume party held the first night we arrived in the second island?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember who took care of our hairdressing at that time?
Oh. It was Emma.
But what does that wig have to do with the broken Yuki Onna statue? The connection between the wig and the broken statue. Maybe it's because of that. Because of, wait, the wig? The Yuki Onna statue. Strange fragments on it. The wig and the Yuki Onna statue. It's like the fragments, right? The fragments of the broken thing. The broken statue. I'm confused. Unless they're trying to say, like, are the fragments actually ice or something? Is that what they're going with? That it's ice, but I don't... I mean, it's dry ice, though, so I don't think it would be that. It could be from the fridge, too, but I don't get what I'm supposed to hit here. I guess maybe this one because it has to do with the changing room, but I have no idea when else this would be important. I'm just going to do this. Okay, sure, why not? Maybe it's because of the dressing room prop list.
What's that?
Oh, I saw that too. It's a list that contains the amount of stock for each prop in the dressing room. A list that tells us which wig or clothes amounts to how much, like that. If the killer had taken out the wig to disguise as Kokoro, then the dressing room would have had one wig missing from the list. To cover that, she destroyed the statue and took the hair. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Took the hair to fill up the inventory. Why did she do something so unnecessary? Nobody would notice one wig missing. Teruya would have noticed, though. Hiding the disguise was the most important part for the killer, so she might have been concerned about such a minor thing. Indeed, the meticulousness was not in vain. Among us, there was the one who memorized all of this list and checked for it every single day.
What? Who's the pervert?
What? He's not a pervert for the... Sorry, it's me.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't remember very well. But I feel I made a mistake by not doing such a thing in the past, so... Well, it was a previous work habit, too. I can't bear to be without knowing exact quantities of the stock. Even though Teruya had checked it every day, we didn't notice that the wig has been disappeared. We can say that the killer had been too grandiose. But if the stock had not been filled, Teruya must have noticed the loss, so the killer had the advantage. One of the wigs in the dressing room had the pieces of the destroyed statue on it. The inference started from there. Still, we would never have come up with the disguise idea without Kanade's help.
No, I was just able to do this because I looked outside the box.
Well, it seems like the identity of the killer is being revealed. Emma, you really... Emma, if you really are the killer, just confess now. I don't want to argue with you anymore. Are you? Are you that eager to accuse me of being the killer? You've ruined my friendship with Kokoro, my ultimate talent, and everything else. And you still haven't had enough?
Don't cry.
I once thought it made no sense to suspect you. But after hearing all that, I can't believe those fake tears. She truly deserves the name of the ultimate actress.
They look totally real. I still can't find out who's telling the truth. Well, Shinji just wants to believe in everybody.
If we vote an innocent as the killer, everyone but the killer dies, right? If you all have a death wish, so be it.
What do you mean?
I'm not the killer. All of you are being tricked by Kanade's verbose yet wrong reasoning. If you pick me, then we will all die. And the real killer is laughing among us. Please, think again.
When will you stop that disgusting act? All of the evidence incriminates you.
Sora, you said so, didn't you? If Kokoro hadn't have died, maybe thanks to me talking to her, she would have joined us. I wanted to be her friend, no matter what. Which means, if I get slain here while I'm innocent, I won't be able to face Kokoro in the afterlife. There's still a chance. Trust me, I will contradict your reasoning. I'll prove to you that I'm not the killer.
Oh boy. Oh, I just noticed they have taglines on the right side of the screen. She said, like, I want you to be quiet. I did not notice that for everyone else.
Let me point out the falsehoods. I've just got to find one minor flaw in your sound reasoning. But that minor flaw will prove my innocence. I hope I can change your mind.
I hope so too, but I don't know, it's looking like it's you at this point. Monocru's balcony, show by his account, bag of dry eyes. I don't know what any of this is gonna be. Let's just see. The killer said, obtain Kokoro's handbook. I think that's what it said with the handbook. The killer must have, as we disguised, blah, blah, blah. He said at that night, the killer should go to the museum. He had a lot to do, destroy the blah, 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 blah. But that night, I couldn't get out of the Monocru's. Oh, that's the balcony. Blah, okay, just shoot. All wrong. Okay, I think I gotta do the balcony thing. Monocru's balcony. Shit. I'm trying to switch my damn thing. Oh my god. I think it's up here. S. Okay. Okay, I wasn't too bad. I just got hit a lot, but whatever, I don't care. As long as we get through it, it's fine. I got 100 on that? Sure, man. Okay, I'll take it.